represent my city right. Show you what our city like. It's more than barbecue and gun sounds. When it comes to our city life, that's why I represent my city right. And if you catch a Kansas City flight, just know that we gon' hold you down. We gon' shine cause our city bright. Kansas City lights, middle of the map. Baby, I'm a owner. Kansas City persona, barbecue my aroma. It's feel like 18th and Vine with the grown-ups. I hopped out the ride with something fine. When I showed up, it came from a Kansas City vine. What I pulled up, back and forth across state line. Now they know what's came from them concrete lines. But we rose up, you know they red lines couldn't hold us. My bros up, product of that racial residential segregation. But we not gonna let it take and make us lazy. See, this greatness takes a lot to get in places, but we here now. Yeah, it's all year now, shooting all our fears down. Like the Kaufmans and the Halls, this is my heartland. Startland City can't knock our plans. Laced by the hustlers out of Wyandotte, man. Now I slide on beats like the cha-cha dance. Yeah, I represent my city right. Show you what our city like. It's more than barbecue and gun sounds. When it comes to our city life, that's why I represent my city right. And if you catch a Kansas City flight, just know that we gon' hold you down. We gon' shine cause our city bright. Kansas City lights.
These Kansas City lights will mesmerize you. On the other hand, them gunshots will petrify you. Our energy electrifies you. Block hottest and aggressive fire. Right now, this the time brighter than the plaza when it's going into Christmas time. Planes landing if you look high. Black people come to trick or treat on the Brookside. Focus on my bag growing. Right inside the district, they got jazz going. We all getting money, you can see the sales. Might wiggle a little bit through the P&L. The Westport is jam-packed, open mic booming. Everybody think they can rap. G's putting on a show, you should come to watch. I got that bright glow, shining like 100 watts.
Look, I represent my city right. Show you what our city like. It's more than barbecue and gun sounds. When it comes to our city life, that's why I represent my city right. And if you catch a Kansas City flight, just know that we gon' hold you down. We gon' shine cause our city bright. Kansas City lights.
KC Mo, stand up one time. We bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stunned. We ain't changed. Yeah. KC, no, we running this spot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. We bring it hard. You know the name. We ain't front, never stunned. We ain't changed. Yeah. KC, no, we running this spot. Hey yo, tell these motherfuckers that we coming. Ready, boom, make room. Yeah, we back, turn your system up. Yeah, all your haters sit back, better listen up. Listen, as I bring it to you bar for bar. Enough blast to blow the speakers out the back of your car. Ha! I'm in the position to steal your attention, huh? When I'm spitting to make you feel what was written. Fear what I vision, swimming in the tears that were missing. Years that were given from intellect to verbal collision. Come on, been serving detentions for nervous decisions. Makes me start to wonder who loves and who hates me. But I stay focused with my head.
Hey, yo! If y'all can hear me, let me know. We've been battling some issues in the booth. It's good to be back home, though. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. I meant to get on live earlier so we can talk about some stuff, but we, of course, had to battle through some internet stuff, which we didn't really anticipate, but it is what it is. My wife's done everything she can. My boy Anthony's done everything he can. They've been on the phone trying to get some stuff set up. If you can see, let me know. We've lowered the bit rate a little bit to try to get some internet, but we've got a lot to talk about as the night goes on. Without further ado, we're just going to jump straight into the action as the undefeated champions, St. Joe Bucks, are kicking off to the Panthers, who are in looks like they're mixing up their jerseys, at least some blue and white, so I might get a little bit confused tonight. We do not have rosters for the Panthers either, as they head into the bench and take the kickoff out towards midfield, where they'll take over their first possession at the 40, trying to figure out their marker, looking right at the 45. I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. We've got so much to catch up on tonight. I am hoping we can stay live so we can talk about it. The good thing is, if we do lose internet connection, we're going to go ahead and stay here recording, and we'll put this entire game up because this is a game that I am very interested in. There's a lot of different things going on tonight, but this is definitely one I'm interested in as well. Oh, these jerseys are gonna blow my mind. All right, so you got, again, I don't have rosters to give you, but Panthers take it right up the middle on the opening play for a gain of, looks like, about 6. Sorry, we're still dealing with some stuff. What's up, Anthony? Yeah, man, we're battling through some stuff, but I think we'll be all right. So this game, let's just go ahead and talk about this game, man. There's a few games I want to talk about tonight, but we'll start with the one that's on hand, as you have a false start from the offensive line of the Panthers. So we had talked a little bit about this game may or may not be a must-win situation. So I'm gonna talk about that as the night goes on things that again, these are my opinions. If you haven't tuned into Outlaws before, if this is your first time, don't be offended by things that I say. I'm going to speak my mind because, again, this is what I do, and this is what makes it entertaining to us. So the Bucks win their MRFL, when they're go undefeated, win the championship, and they've been very adamant, outspoken about wanting to take that next step, that they can play anyone, any place, anytime. So tonight, to me, is a step on proving that, as Panthers take a pass over the middle for a first down. So Bucks win their championship, and they beat the Knights by a touchdown. Knights move on to Queen City and got tossed out the club in Queen City. I believe that score was 64-0. So that brings the Bucks here. So Bucks are playing a non-conference opponent, playing a Saturday opponent. They're kind of middle of the road in the CMFL, if you would. They're not a bad team, but here's the interesting piece. Panthers are coming off of a loss to the Cavalry, and I've been getting a lot of messages and hearing a lot of chatter that Panthers are coming here missing a lot of pieces that they did have. More specifically, offensive line pieces. So if Panthers are coming here off a loss and they're in a bit of disarray, Bucks are led by Keontae Green. He's a quarterback who knows how to win. I've been watching this man out in Colorado taking down teams like the Greyhawks. So they're riding momentum. They've got good coaching, great athletes. They seem to be firing on all cylinders right now with riding a high of confidence. And they're coming in here hosting a Panthers team that is kind of stumbling their way into this game. So in my opinion, this game for the Bucks, to me, is a must-win for them to prove more of a respect. There's no trophies on the line. There's no championships. There's none of that on the line tonight. But there is a whole lot of respect on the line tonight between these two teams. Kansas QB kind of flush. He is a lefty. He's got a man open, and that is going to be a touchdown for, let me check. I don't see any flags. That is your first touchdown of the night. That belongs to Kansas City. Now my question is, do they have a kicker? I did not see a kicker for either side warming up all night, so I'm not exactly sure. I did see a punter. Hey, for the brand, kid, let's go. Looks like they are going to drop back for the PAT. And it is a, ooh, off his leg. That is no good. So we're going to go 6-0, and we're going to get our first look at the Bucs offense. Hey, snappers are people too, sometimes. That's Christian Young. That was my original snapper when I first got over to the Bulldogs. Until we got old and started growing gray hair. And then old Christian decided to go be a family man for a while and disappeared. All right, so we're about to get our first look at the Bucs offense. The line drive kick. Everybody moves out of the way. The ball will be picked up right around the 8-yard line. Up the middle, he has a seam, and he'll bring the ball out to about the 35, and Bucs offense will take the field right there. Hey, I don't know who said that 5 pounds comment. We're going to plead the fifth. We're going to try to stay live, man. The internet it looks like it's sort of leveling out a little bit. We'll see as the night goes on. Bucs to come up a 2x2 set. Keontae's got one in the backfield to his left. Handoff up the middle. There is a hole, an immediate flag that comes in. There's one on both sides of that line of scrimmage, so we're going to see what that flag is. Man, we're glad to be back, dude. It's been a while. It's been a while. If y'all don't mind, like, hitting the like button, sharing it, again, it's hard for us to get back out here and get straight into a rhythm. We didn't want to do a game this year. In our opinion, what made us what we were was we knew everything that was going on in the semi-pro world. So I didn't want to get back this year and jump right into the mix, just because I don't feel like it was going to be beneficial or fair to you guys for us to bring a quality that wasn't Outlaws. But some things happen, so here we are. That's going to be encroachment on the defense. He definitely timed the snap, but just a little bit too quick there. $15 of y'all hanging out with us. Oh. Not what I seen. Yeah, it shows on our side it's clearing up a little bit, so we might bump up the rate. Can you guys see it pretty clear though? If so, then we won't touch it. My wife has literally been working nonstop since like noon today, and then for about 3 hours yesterday trying to get this thing up and rolling. So we haven't touched it since we left Kansas City. So between all the updates we had to do and things started disconnecting and not connecting, it was a bit rough. Gain of about 7. There's going to be a manageable third down, and about 8. They just crossed midfield, so here comes Bucks in that high tempo. I did go to their championship game. I watched them pull out this high tempo. Timeout. Panthers put a stop to that high tempo as they had looks like an injured player coming off the field. So I'm going to step aside and take a quick break. I got to go look up some scores, and we'll talk about that as soon as we get back. Okay. So it's a Hawaiian night, so I'm not exactly sure if there's any alligators or crocodiles in Hawaii, but I like it. There's a lot of lays, a lot of flowers going around tonight. 3rd and 8. Bucks in a 2x2 set. Handoff to the left side. Getting stretched out. He might have enough. Around the edge he goes. 30. Over. Hurdles the man down around the 26. Bucks on a big first down carry. So some of the updates I want to give you guys, man. I just seen that Queen City scored a touchdown. Queen City are leading the Minneapolis Warriors by a score of 6-0 last I checked. I do not have a score on the Bulldogs Nighthawks game. I'll be looking in for that unless one of you guys have it. There also is the CPFL championship game. Panthers are going to run out of timeouts real quick. They can't get guys off and on the field. So anybody who's not new to semi-pro, hurry up offense, no huddle offense absolutely wreaks havoc. It's Gary from Florida. Yeah, this hurry up offense, man, it's hard to deal with if you haven't prepared for it, especially in this heat. Like I said, there's some issues that happened last week, so this team is kind of, I don't want to say in shambles because this team has been around longer than any other Kansas City team. They know what they're doing. But as far as personnel, I don't know if they've planned for this personnel. See if I can't get an update. The Bulldogs game. I don't really care about no all-star game. First and 10, 2x2 set. Bad snap. He chooses to pick it up and try to break out of that rather than just jumping on it. They're going to lose about 8 yards there. I know the semi-pro dudes, they're down in the Warriors game, so that should be a good time if you guys want to tune into that one. As a carry around the right-hand side, we'll bring up a 3rd Third and about 15, 16. I'm going to assume Bucks are going to stay in a 4-down territory here. Keontae's rolling to his right. Looks right. Pump fake, and he will run the ball. He's going to make this a much more manageable 4th down as he gets down the field. 4th and about 2. Keontae Green around the corner for a 1st down. All right, we're looking at some stuff on my screen. It's showing some buffering, but I'm not sure if you guys see it on your side. Yeah, Keontae, man, he's been doing this for years. Same set, 2x2 set. I've been waiting for that pass. If he's got to get that down, they only have 1 man in coverage and then a safety way over the top. If he can get that down, that's an easy 5-7 yards. Get the ball in your athlete's hand there. Are you guys getting any feedback on your side? Any buffering? 1st down and 10. They can get inside the 5 and get themselves a 1st down here. We're good. Okay, appreciate it. Sorry, this first stream back, man, it's going to be a little rough till we get back into a rhythm of things, but we're out here doing our thing. This is the first time we've seen a little bit different set. That was a great play by that. I wish I had a roster, man. I don't have a roster to give you for the Panthers. He broke through the middle and broke that play. It looked like he was able to stretch it out to the left-hand side. Back to that traditional 2x2 set. Looking right. Ball's up. And that is going to be a touchdown by number 7, Jaden King. There goes that man again. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that was the same man in the championship game that absolutely torched the Knights a couple times, but went up over the top for a huge catch. That was our play of the championship game. I believe it was that man. Keontae rolls to the right, looking for the 2. Throws it to the back of the end zone, and nobody there as Panthers were just able to apply enough pressure to throw that ball away. So that brings us tied 6-6 so far. It looks like Bucks offense have what it takes, and we're going to look at the defense. To me right now was going to be the question. That first drive, Panthers showed little resistance from the defense as the Panthers offense moved down the field relatively easily. So we're going to see them come back out here and see if Bucks can't get coached up on the sideline and get out there and get a stop. We'll take a break, and we'll see you on the other side of this kickoff. As we prepare for this kickoff, Queen City is ahead 8-0 over the Minneapolis Warriors. I still do not have a score for the Bulldogs, so if anybody has a score for the Bulldogs, please let me know. That ball will check up out of bounds. I don't even. The ball went out at the 40. I don't even know where they moved that ball. I think it just goes to the 40. Big fella on kicking duty there. Bucks kicker. So, as luck would have it, I don't want to like make light of the situation of a kicker having an injury, but as it's not a secret anymore, I am with the Stockman to finish out the year, and that's what brought me to the Stockman. Actually, it was I got a message about a couple kickers going down with an injury. Then I see you say Bucks kicker got an injury. I don't know what it is about kickers, but I pray to baby Jesus, man. I can finish out the season healthy and safe, and then call it a wrap. Big hole on the left-hand side. That's going to be trouble. Number 12 with a big carry to the tune of about 25, 26 yards. That it's going to be a first down. Like I said, that's going to be my big question mark is going to be the Bucks. How are they on defense? I only got to see them live in person one time, and that was against the Knights. The Knights are such a young organization, and they're very, I don't want to say this, don't say this rude, but they were disorganized on the sideline. A lot of guys just haven't battled adversity as a unit together yet, so you can see as soon as something negative happened, it was kind of like self-implosion on the sideline. So I'm curious to see if that's going to be an issue tonight on the Bucks defense. To give up that many points to the Knights, they have a lot of athletes over there, man. My boy Wilson at QB, they have a lot of athletes. But to give up that much points on the defensive side, that leaves a question mark here. As you're playing a team that's been together for, on offense at least, for a long time. I don't even know if Day-Day's still quarterbacking down here, but he messaged me earlier. Day-Day, you watching or you playing? And if Day-Day's playing, this Panthers team's been around for over 2 decades, and Day-Day's probably been there every play. My boy. Well, Mac, what's up, pimp? Third down and 5 for the Panthers. They do have a kicker. I don't know how good the kicker is. I don't know what his range, his distance is, but they definitely pulled him out for a PAT, so they're not scared to use him. Looking left, looking right. Over the middle. The ball is thrown. He's got a man, and he just overshoots his intended target. Again, I don't have a roster for you, but it was out there. It gave his man. The man was open, just didn't give him a chance to make a play. So, here we are, fourth down and 5. From this spot, you're looking at around a 44-yard field goal-ish. I'm just saying, I know a kicker that can hit from 44. Marquise Samuels is the QB. I'm going to forget that 96 times between now and then. Hey, I know a kicker that can hit from 44. I'm just saying. He's a little old, though. Fourth down. He's got room on the right-hand side. He's being closed down. He's angling to the sideline, and he's going to be knocked out. It looks to be short. I'm trying to get a number. Is that number 3 holding his shoulder? Now, number 3, John Hundley Sr., looking like he got a little stinger, but he made the play for his team, and now he is fired up. So, questions have been answered so far from the Bucks defense. Bend, don't break, and that, honestly, for those who play semi-pro on Saturday, a lot of the times, bend, don't break defense is exactly what you need to get jobs done. Especially when you get to the situations where teams don't have kickers. It's you've got 100 yards of bend, don't break. As long as you don't let them across the goal line, you're doing your job. A lot of teams don't have kickers that can be dangerous, inside the 40 once a team gets down there and cash in points. Yeah, man, this QB, he's got a cannon. I was watching him in warm-ups on his back foot and was throwing the ball 45 yards. The guy's in stride, so he's definitely got an athlete. Definitely an athlete on that side for sure. I was talking to some guys prior to this game, and they said their strong point for the Bucks is going to be their offensive line against this Panthers front. But so far, Panthers front line is having their way with the Bucks offense. We'll see if that changes. It looks like you're going to get a little more speed to the outside because the Panthers seem to have the speed advantage right now in between the tackles. So we'll see if that changes up as Bucks come out 2-by-2 with the running back to Keontae's right-hand side. That handoff goes around to the left side. That's where they've been seeing their success. But again, their Panthers are just fast. They're swarming to the ball. I seen shoes, hats, gloves. Looks like a yard sale on that far sideline. All of that, and he gained about 1. So we're going to bring up 3rd down and 14. Halftime 8-6 Newton. Appreciate you, bro. That game, for some reason, I thought it started at 7. Game must have started at 6. That game is a game that has crazy implications right now on playoffs. Who called that timeout? I didn't even see. I'm going to step aside, take a drink, see what they're dealing with. Coaches are coming out of the huddle to talk to somebody, so let them sort that thing out. We'll get right back over to you. Keontae's looking right. He gets hit as he releases the ball, causing the ball to float a little bit. Number 7 somehow is always around the ball, but I don't think he was able to drag that foot in time. That's going to bring up a 4th and long situation in the shadow of their own end zone. So I believe if they have a punter, this will be the time to bring him out. Man, it's weird seeing those scores, old Bulldogs. Man, I don't want to say the luxury of seeing the Bulldogs last week due to the fact of how I got to see them. But it was cool to see a lot of family, man. But what I did see is something that we hadn't had there, speaking of being in the dog pound for as long as I was. We started falling apart there on the backside as the years progressing. You guys are in the chat, can definitely talk. Hold on, let me read this. Hold on. I'll get back to that question, man. Let me go over this punt as he picks it up at the 50 into positive territory, down about the 47. The Bulldog situation, I'll come back to that question, Christian. You guys can probably talk on this too in the chat. The Bulldogs, as we came towards an end there with the old OGs that were there, if you will, we started falling apart on the camaraderie side. I think what made us so good over the years was everyone was just a family. We were together on and off the field. We went to schools, visits together. We did kickball stuff together with kids. Man, we had lake days together. And then it kind of just fell by the wayside, and that camaraderie, that core group kind of just fell apart. And then last year, things happened. The team was sold. All the OGs kind of left and went their own way. And then you've seen what we have this year. And I got to see last week, man, I've been hearing about it. I've been watching this young core group of guys, how they're balling out and they're playing. And I was on the Stockman sideline last week, and I got to watch the Bulldogs, man. They have a core group of like 16, 17 guys, but they absolutely play their hearts out for each other, man. There was guys that were injured, sitting on the bench on the other side, still cheering on their team. They didn't take off pads. They didn't walk away. They got their ankles taped up. But they were standing on the sideline, calling out runs, calling out passes, cheering on their team. They had teammates running the sideline to get coached up, ask questions. So it wasn't, hey, shut up, you're talking crap about me, right? It was, hey, bro, what do you see? What can I do better? So it was guys like open to advice, which to me is going to carry them. I think that's going to mean the difference, man. Coach Ray's got a solid group of dudes there. And I think with the right recruiting efforts, as they get past this first year of changes, I think you'll see the Bulldogs back in main conversations in the next few years to come. They have so much guys who, some of the OG guys are talking about coming back in for coaching, not necessarily playing, but for coaching. And with the group of guys that I saw there, if they keep their ears open the way they did and their willingness to learn is going to take them extremely far, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be long before you see the Bulldogs back in contention. But right now, to get back to Christian, I think HFA, dude, I don't see how, from top to bottom, I don't see how you look at any league and say, you know what, they have more competition week in, week out than the HFA. Now, looking at the CMFL, I do know that they brought in the Gators, and they brought in the Crusaders. So that, it helped the league in a sense from the outsider's perspective, but I feel like inside the league, it kind of made it a little bit worse. I think the talent gap at the top is just more spread out, if you will. I think that when the Gators came in, it pushed the talent gap from the top even farther away from the bottom. So in my opinion, when I look at a semi-pro league, you're always going to have those teams that are at the top regardless. And you're always going to have those teams at the bottom regardless. But it's what happens week in, week out, in between the top and the bottom, to me, that makes a solid league, right? Plus, you look at the things that happen on and off the field. You look at the organizational piece. You look at what the teams themselves are doing inside their communities. To me, Heartland carried over from what the MFA used to do, which obviously is to be expected when you have the people that are leading Heartland were heavily involved in the MFA as well. So things that are mandatory in the Heartland were mandatory in the MFA, and it was the things that MFA only did and no other leagues was doing. Teams have to get out in their communities. Teams have to be organized. Teams have to stay off of social media. You know, it's all those little things that go into a league, in my opinion. And then you look at the CMFL, man. Every time I get on the internet, because being in Kansas City, I have a lot of friends that play for a lot of these teams. I mean, Dorsey, Gabe, a lot of the Bulldogs guys were here with the Panthers. Seeing them every week that there's different issues going on I'm not talking about off the field. I'm talking on the field issues as we roll into the second quarter. So again, man, Buck stepped up and their defense is starting to settle in just like I thought they were going to. As we roll into the second quarter of play here. Give me 1 sec. Figure out. Yeah, man. So the things that happen just on and off the field around organizations in the CMFL, I don't want to say it's a bad league, but it's beyond time for somebody in that league, organizer, whatever you want to call it, that higher echelon of the league. Eventually, they're going to have to step in and make changes. And I don't know how you go about doing that. I don't know if it's more cracking down on issues. Columbia team is getting, but yeah, see, and again, it's hard for me to talk on it because I've been gone for a year in Florida, man. I don't know a lot of the teams that are in the CMFL right now, to be honest with you. I do know the top, instead of just being the top two, because before you had Cyclones and Cavalry, and that was the top two clear runners, so no one was even remotely close, right? And those two battled each other out. We knew every year that it was going to be in there. Right now, I mean, I think the top four, top five is interesting. So here's the question. I'll get back to it right after this as he rolls. Looks like I gave him the full first down there. Let me pose a question. Here's the question that came up to me the other day. And I'll ask you guys this, and maybe you put it in the chat, and I'll get back to commentating, and I'll read your answers. So, AHFA, the top teams have been really, really close, right? The top 2 or 3 teams battling out with Stockman, Warriors, Queen City. Those games have been decided by like 2 points, 4 points, 6 points. You look at the CMFL, Gators have battled. Joplin, I believe they won by 3 points last week. Calvary Edge, the Cyclones, and then drop one to the Vipers. So that league's really back and forth at the top. So are we seeing better athletes, better football? Is the talent pool getting better? Is that why we're seeing closer games? Or are we seeing the talent pool kind of deplete with younger guys coming in that aren't coachable, older guys headed to the couch? What are we seeing? Are we seeing a merging of better talent overall? Or is it we're seeing more teams pop up so the talent's getting spread out? You know what I mean? Are we getting better football or worse football? What's making these games as close as they are? Because it has been extremely interesting this year. You can no longer just say, hey, this team's going to go blast every opponent and move on about their business. So that's for sure. But what's causing that? Second down at 8. Panthers did a 2x2 set. Handoff to the left-hand side. He had a hole and he cut outside. Looks like he stayed on his feet. Picks up another 9 yards. Panthers move into the red zone at the 14-yard line. Cyclones did, and that was a close game. Like I said, you can't really... There's no really clear cut. Obviously, the Gators are clear cut number 1, but they've been in some absolute battles. So if I'm not mistaken, Cyclones have dropped 2 games on the year. Calvary have dropped 2 games on the year. I'm not exactly sure where Joplin sits. I believe they've dropped 2 games, both to the Gators. I mean, that's a toss-up. I think any one of those 3 teams, man, can be that number 2 guy. But question is, how far out in front is the Gators? I think I've seen what the Calvary's issue is. I think the Calvary's issue was it came down to travel. I mean, but you can't use that as an excuse. As Cyclones, they came down and lost to Calvary to kick off the year. And I never seen anybody put in chat that, hey, it's because we didn't travel well. However, I was watching the chat and I seen a lot of Cyclones guys in the chat rather than on the field. Third down and 15. Yeah, that's a big one too, man, the coaching stuff. We'll get back to the game, man. I'll read some of your guys' comments on that. Let it stew for a little bit. I don't think anybody was ready. Looks like a flag for false start that saved them on a fumble there. So that's going to back them up even farther. I don't know what their kicker's distance is. Right now, we're going to go third down and about 18. Panthers coming by that 2x2 set. Motion out to the left. 5 wide receiver set. Bucks are getting heavy pressure. Number 4 is just an athlete. That was a hold. As he gets slung down We're going to see if Bucks decide to decline this and push it to 4th down or take the 10. Bucks defense looks like it's up to the challenge so far tonight, man. Good game. 6-6, 11-18 on the clock, second quarter. What's up, Marquise? Yeah, dude, I got to play on this field 2 weeks ago with the Stockman. That call will be declined, bringing up a 4th down. I got to play on this field. It was longer than this, so it was definitely made the breathing heavy, but it wasn't in too bad a shape, man. Of course, as a kicker, I don't really get to move all over the field, so you'll probably know a lot more what the field conditions are than I do. I can't tell what kind of lineup they have here. Are they coming out to punt the ball? It looks like they're getting in field goal position from this spot. It's a hittable field goal. You're looking at 40, depends on where he sets up. If it's a kicker, it looks like it is. Where he's set up right now would be about a 43-yard kick from where he's setting up. I don't even care if it was 44. I wasn't going to give him that. You know what I'm saying? Now for the brand. Snap is good. Hold is good. And the kick wasn't good, but it will be returned out of the end zone. He's got a wall setting up. This might be trouble. Oh! Gets clipped out by his own teammate is number 0, Austin White. I thought he had room to take that back to the end zone. I've seen the kicker spike his helmet off the floor. So the questions I had was, can Bucks defense hold up? And they have done just that. Yeah, there's a lot of dead spots, man. See, when I was here 2 weeks ago, it was longer than this, and it was green because it was raining. So it wasn't really too many dead spots per se. But for a grass field, man, I feel like this field holds up pretty nice for a grass field. Yeah, that ball did look like it was tipped. First and 10 from the 45 of their own side is the Bucks offense in a 2x2 set. Panthers coaches are wanting to talk to the officials, I believe. So we are in a glassed, we don't have a window that we can open, so I have no clue what is going on in the field. While they sort this out, I'm going to step aside, man. We'll be right back on the other side. Glass case of emotion. Hey, one of your football gurus fill me in, man, on why that ball got all the way back down to the 20. Someone in the CMFL, is that like a league rule? You can't advance a field goal? Or is it because it was tipped? Is that an NFL rule? Someone want to tell me why that got brought back to the 20? Handoff up the middle right-hand side. He has a hole. Looks like he gets enough for the first down. I don't have binoculars, man. I'm trying to look. That looks like number 21, big Keyshawn White out of Slater, Missouri. No huddle. Keontae is calling his shots. Quick pass out to the left. Number 4, Reese Wilson Jr. with the catch. Tries to shake away. Wasn't able to do much. Gets a tune of about a yard or two there on first down. Bringing up a second down and 8. Anthony said he's going to give him a red card for that. That's why he got brought back. Bucks low to the line this time, taking their time. Receiver to the right steps into the slot. Looking right, looking left. That was a dangerous pass. He had a man over the middle, waving his hands, wide open. That's a ball he's going to want back. And number 2 on the Panther side in white's going to want that one back as well. Again, I don't have a roster for both sides, so. Bucks drop back, look left, look right, looking over the middle, rolling right. Under heavy pressure, throws the ball away. That is going to bring up a 4th down. Now, there is something cool that I'm looking at in front of me. You don't see this very often when I... What's up, Louie? Boy, Lou. It's been a hot minute, bro. So when I do semi-pro games, man, it's not very often. Yeah, we get rosters and this and that. Most of the game, we don't get rosters. But what I don't hardly ever see is sponsors. I got a full list of 2023 St. Joe Bucks champion sponsors. And we'll go over some of these as we go through the game. But it's cool to see, man. A lot of teams get out of their area and go get sponsors, man. That just tells me they're involved in their community. You can see it if you follow their Facebook as well. Hey, grass is better than turf if you're not a kicker, maybe. Want to hear that nonsense? Punt is up the middle. It's going to take a good Bucks bounce. And it'll be down to around the 34-yard line. So Bucks offense is stalling a little bit. Panthers defense is stepping into the game. Bucks defense has been stepping up to the task, and we are 6-6 with 9:39 left in the second quarter. Panthers to the line. You guys just played the Panthers last week, man. How different is this, what you're seeing on the field right now? How does this look different than what you've seen last week in terms of player personnel? As he goes under center for the first time. Toss left, 14 around the edge. Has a little bit of space. Somehow he wedged through a few guys. I can't see the numbers on the far side of the field. It looked like Clayton Gibson, the defensive end out of Maysville, Missouri, was in on the tackle there towards the side with a host of other Bucks. And we became best friends. Are they playing CMFL? I don't know, boss. I don't know. 2nd down and 5. Panthers at the line. Looks like, number 14 with the carry again. They're going to a big package here in the middle. 3rd down and 2. Score update. Queen City leads by a score of 14-0 over Minneapolis. Minneapolis is on the ball at the 50. That game is in the second quarter as well. Started at the same time as this one. We are at 8:50, and they are currently at 9:50 left on the clock, second quarter down there in Springfield. Look, man, I can't say nothing. I've turned the page. My wife told me to stay out of it. You guys know there's been issues there in the past. 3rd and 2. I don't know what rules they're playing by. I did see Jimmy was on the field with David, the coach, of the Bucks earlier for a meeting pregame at the 50. They were talking, so I don't know. I'm assuming they would have went over rules and agreed to whatever rules they were going to play by at that time. It's true. And it's funny because over the years, people would always talk to me and try to say stuff about you, and then same to you. And I was like, you guys don't realize, like, I talk to Anthony on a daily basis. Like, that's my brother. The MFL rules, they play NFL rules. Is that what they're going by today? That's what we're trying to figure out. I don't know what rule set they're going by. I believe they're going by the CMFL rules because Bucks play XFL kickoffs, I do believe, and they've been doing normal kickoffs from the 40, so I would believe that they're playing by Panthers rules. Toss to the left. Number 14 is Quick. If anybody in the chat knows who that is, can't see who that on the far side. Looks like Brian Estes as the safety came up and laid that hit. I can't, not 100% certain. I can't see that far across the field with these numbers. Looks like an injury. Looks like one of the injury timeout. I know the box blew up. That's probably what they're stopping for, is the box on the other side blew up. Down marker. He's just going to have to hold it. Look like Vanna White over there. Looks like they're trying to sort this out. I'm going to step aside, man, while they sort this out. We'll come back to that comment in a second, boss. Let me step aside and get a drink while these refs try to put that box back together. Hey, that man's arms are going to go tired. He over there holding up the sign. 4th down. Looks like Bucks defense is holding again. It's a fake. Oh, I thought he was going to fake it. That ball rolls down to the Bucks 46, and Bucks offense will come back out looking to put points on the scoreboard before the half. Technically, by CMFL rules, they shouldn't be allowed to play with mixed match jerseys. I'm gonna act like I didn't see that comment. I mean, is this so? I'm not in the CMFL, right? Do you guys that are in the league, does this count towards league standings, or is this just a fill-in for a bye week? I don't know. I know sometimes people will play non-conference games, but still count them towards league standings because they need to, the league agreed to allow them to up their games played because it matches some of the other teams. Maybe they had a forfeit in the past. Does this count as a league game, or is this just a game? Because this counts as a league game, that kind of ups the ante a little bit for the Panthers as playoffs are looming. He said the reversible jerseys. So it does count towards standings. Well, looks like y'all have something to talk about then. As Bucks rumbling and tumbling is number 21, Keyshawn White. Keontae calling shots. Hurry up offense, 2x2 set. Switches the running back over to his left. 3rd down and 3, 6:51 on the clock and rolling, trying to get points on the scoreboard. Uh-oh, that's going to be trouble. That's going to be trouble. As he waits for his blockers, wisely sets behind his blockers, and Keontae just levels him. And that's the quarterback getting back. So instead of putting points on the scoreboard on this drive, looks like Panthers are going to be back in business on offense. 6:36 on the clock. Second quarter. Deadlocked at 6 here in St. Joe. So it is a league game. So, again, I'm not affiliated with the league, but looks like y'all are going to have something to talk about. So originally, they were all, unless I'm mistaken, I believe they were all in blue jerseys. No, he really does. He used to play running back when I used to watch him with, I believe it was the Rage out of Colorado. So he was like the first team to knock off the Greyhawks out in Colorado in like 7 years. Flag on the near sideline. So this affects league standings and playoff seedings for the Panthers. The more you know. So back to it's the same. Panthers down to the 11-yard line. 1st and 10. They can get another first down here. I've heard a lot of the Panthers linemen didn't make the trip, but it doesn't look like they're having too many issues up front today. So I can't see who made the tackle. So if they are a number 3 seed, do they host or do they travel? Like, break that down to me. If they're a number 3 seed, what happens? If they're a number 4 seed, what happens? So this does get a little spicy then for this game. First down and 7. Panthers in the red zone looking to answer before halftime. 2x2 set. Under center. Fake handoff to the left. Throws the ball out to the right. He has a man open. Number 5 just unable to get up and make the play as number 0, Austin White, is there on the coverage. So that'll bring up a 3rd down. 5:55 clock is stopped. Second quarter. Plenty of time left. Hey, Scott Weddle and Max, those are both my boys. I played on them back with the Calvary back in, what year is that? 2016-ish? Before I came over the Bulldogs that year. Third down, 2x2 set. Running back in the backfield to the quarterback's left-hand side, looking right. As a left-handed quarterback, that's the side he wants to go. Throws it back over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted by number 1. He should have just stayed in the end zone. We're going to give him his credit. Hunter Hendricks, safety out of Platte City, steps out of bounds at about the half-yard line. Somebody tell that man to stay in the end zone next time. Flag is waved off. Bucks offense out on the field. Number 1, Hunter Hendricks. The safety comes up with the turnover as we go back and forth here in St. Joe. Travel number 3 and 4. So it really just determines who their opponent is then. Basically, if they play Calvary, it's not really a travel game. They win. If they win, they lose to the Cavs again. If they lose, they beat each other up in Tulsa again. Oof. I heard about that. Big carry to get them some breathing room out of their end zone is number 21, Keyshawn White. Bucks in that hurry-up offense that got them so much success in that championship game. Right back up the middle again, right back to it. Picking up only about 2 or 3 this time as the clock continues to wind at 5:30. Bucks have plenty of timeouts. They're not in any rush here. They were able to save some of those timeouts and make the Panthers burn some timeouts there in the first half. 2x2 set. Quick pass out to the right. He's got some people out there, some blockers. Big stiff arm out across the 35 to the 37. Clock is rolling. Oh, they stopped the clock. Awkward. Clock is stopped. 1st and 10. It's hard to see the down marks out there. Looks like they're about the 37. Low snap. He's trying to do something with it. Unable to get away is number 10, Devontae Young. Mr. Do-It-All. He's listed as a wide receiver, defensive back, kick returner out of Kansas City, Missouri. The MFL is shaking up then. It's getting a little spicy. So when did playoffs start? How many weeks do you guys have? You have this week, and this determines playoff seeding right here tonight, or is there another week or 2 left? 2x2 set. Lost a couple yards there. 2nd and 12. 6 goes in motion across the front. Number 4 on the ball turns outside. Trying to pick up some yards, and he's unable to shake away from number 2 on the Panthers. Again, I don't have a roster for you there. Score update down in Springfield. Warriors with the touchdown and successful 2-point try are trailing Queen City 14-8 with 5:09 left in the second quarter. Meanwhile, here in St. Joe, we are deadlocked 6-6. 3rd and 10, Bucks on the ball with 3:49 left on the clock in the second quarter. Hand off to the left. Finds a little bit of room out here on the side. Somehow stays in bounds. Picks up 8 yards. Did he just say first down? Or was that he dropped the ball? All right. Going to bring up a 4th down and 2. See what the Bucks do here. Looks like they're going to keep the offense on. I'm going to anticipate this going right back up the middle. I don't change what they've been doing. We'll see. Pass. Keontae's going to roll right. He's got some room out there. He will use his legs if he needs to. Passes wide open is number 7. There goes that man again, Jaden King, for a big pickup. Bucks are going to hurry to the line here. Keontae's calling shots. 1st and 10 from the 35, moving in. 3:01 on the clock. Keontae calls his own number around the right-hand side. He goes 10, gain of 10, pushing another man, gain of 14. He trucks somebody, and whoever that is, number 23, did not like it. Bucks are going to take their time here, going to manage the clock. Timeout, Bucks. Hand off to the left-hand side. Goes absolutely nowhere, and he gets duplexed. The loss of 3. Clock is rolling, 2:30 and counting. Bucks are probably not going to be in a hurry here. It's score when we can, eat as much clock off as we possibly can here. So they're going to take their time. Again, 6'6". Keontae's been in many positions like this before. Like I said, he's a championship QB. He's done it multiple times in multiple states and multiple teams. He understands what he's doing right now. He's not going to panic. He's got this team. Looks like they've been pretty well organized. Looks like he's in full charge here, so full command of his offense. Bad snap. Looks left. Pump fakes. Under pressure. Dishes it off to number 10, who gets scooped and put down. Now it's going to get a little interesting. 3rd down and 13. Clock at 1:40. Trying to put points on the scoreboard, and somebody told me they do not have a kicker here. So I'm going to expect them to be calling in 2 plays here. They're going to know what they want to do on 4th down should they get stopped here on 3rd. July 8th is playoffs, so that means you guys have 2 weeks. Okay, so HFA is playing next weekend, which I've never played a game on 4th of July weekend, but it is what it is. Around the left-hand side, he was stopped in the backfield, but he fights for some extra yards. It's going to make it a much more manageable 4th down. Looks like 4th and 6. Without a kicker, I expect the offense to stay on the field. If I'm not a betting man, but if I was, Keontae's going to have this ball in his hands to make a decision, pass or run here. High snap, looking left. Rolls out of it, looks left. Ball is up. Wide open at the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Bucks. I'll get you a number as soon as I can. Number 4, Reese Wilson Jr. out of Kansas City, Kansas, with the touchdown, Bucks. Bucks did land to go for 2. Bad snap. Flag. So that flag's going to save them because that looked like it was about to get scooped and returned to the house. Any of what teams still exist? Over the middle, number 7's up with the ball. It's going to be intercepted. 2-point try is no good. That's going to put us at 12-6. 37 seconds left on the clock before halftime. I'm going to pause this, and I'll be right back on the other side of this break. All right, let me jump back in. So that's I see you all in the chat, man. That's been something I've seen all over the internet this week. It's been a huge question: is what is the tiebreaker in the CMFL? I'm pretty sure I saw a T earlier. 37 seconds left before halftime. You were right. As my wife pointed out, the kicker is just trying to plant the ball in the grass without a tee. I like your style, big fella. The ball's going to be fielded around the 21. Around the left-hand side. Ooh. I can't see the number. It's a 40-something on the Bucks. And in that shadow, it's kind of blends together. .45, possibly Curtis Weston on the tackle there. Going to get called for the horse collar. Going to put Panthers close to midfield as they have 27 seconds left to try to strike and answer back. Yeah, man. So as we go into halftime, we're going to look at the analysis of our bit rates and stuff and see if we can clear it up a little more for you without stopping the stream. It should be all right, though. 1st and 10. 2 in the backfield. The ball rolls across the floor out to number 5, who is open. He has time around the edge. Stiff arm out of bounds after picking up the first down and a gain of 12. Stopping the clock with 20 seconds left. Two running backs in the backfield with him, one on either side. Twins to the far side, single to the near side. Panthers 1st and 10, 20 seconds on the clock, looking to answer back, down by 6. Number 4 out to the left-hand side, makes the pass, and it is incomplete. He had room to run there. Looked like he just wanted to get the ball out of his hands to try to stop the clock. 14 seconds left on the clock. 2nd down and 10. They do have a kicker. I'm not sure what his range is, so 14 seconds on the clock. See what the Panthers elect to do here before we head into halftime. I mean, I do appreciate you guys all hanging out, man, and gritting it out with us as we work through this stuff. At halftime, we're going to play some KC music. I'm going to go through my messages because I have a lot of messages in my inbox that are blowing up my stuff. Seth, I'll read that, man, as soon as I can. Most of those teams are gone. Looking right, ball out. That is a good pass out to the outside. Number 5 elects to go inside after picking up the first down rather than stopping the clock and getting out of bounds. Panthers going to take their final timeout, have a shot, maybe 2, possibly to the end zone. 7 seconds on the clock, down by 6. We're going to play some music. We're going to do some adjustments here at halftime, man. We're going to go over some of these sponsors. We're going to start it off right here before we go on. Read some of this. Man, as a kicker, you understand. So a lot of times, if the kick doesn't go in, the kicker catches a lot of the blame, man. But like Anthony just said, there's a lot that goes into it, man. You can have a kicker hitting from 70 yards, but if the O-line can't hold up and the snap can't get there and the hold can't be put down, the kicker is useless. So, like you said, they might not have the O-line to get it done. Looking left, over the middle. He's got a shot, rolls to his left-hand side. Making something happen. He's keeping alive. He's going to come back to the right. And he's going to spike the ball into the floor. And we will head to halftime, play some music. My boy Les. Big Les. But we're going to roll off some of these sponsors, man, and we'll send you all to halftime with the home team, St. Joe Bucks, leading 12-6 over the visiting Kansas City Panthers. The championship Bucks are brought to you this year by the Rolling Hills Auto Plaza, WellTech Outdoors, Kansas Lawn Care, Sam Mears Masonry and Concrete, Midwest Fabrication and Performance, LLC, Gamers Grill. I could use me a burger right about now, I can tell you that. The Beamers Accessories and Glass, A1 Roofing and Renovation, Automotive Armory, Simmerly Collision and Restoration, Ross Trucking, Ross In Motion, Budget Lawn and Tree Removal, Dry Cleaning and Express Plus, Lifelong Learning Center, Elite Roofing and Siding, Jackson Graphic Designs, Mitchell Avenue Nutrition, Tanya Burns Realtor, R&B Detailing, and Royal Feet. Hey, as a semi-pro player myself, man, as a fan of the game, I can't say thank you enough to those that I just listed off, man. If you're in the area, replay that, listen to some of those companies that are out here supporting what we do, man. We all know this is a pay-to-play sport, but without people like that, this game gets a whole lot harder, a whole lot more expensive, man. So huge shout out to those teams or those organizations there for sponsoring this team, doing something productive, giving these men a positive outlet in their lives to get out here on the field and do some positive stuff, man, because the Lord knows what we would be doing if we didn't have a positive outlet. And shout out to the St. Joseph Army Recruiting Center out here supporting these guys as well. You see the tent down in the end zone, the tunnel that they came out of. My boy, Sergeant, soon to be Sergeant First Class Jones Pitt, getting promoted this on the first, he'll be promoted to Sergeant First Class, man. So huge shout out to him. He's a great friend of mine as well. So we'll see you guys on the other side of this break. Enjoy some music. Talking them up in the chat. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, and we'll see you all here in a little bit. What's up, Les? We're gonna have to catch up soon, my boy.
I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm Kansas City, but they call it Killer City. KANSASCITY. Ask where I'm from, then they'll see my reply. I'm KC till the day that me diving, reppin' 81691 Trace since I knee high. I'm Paul Rudd. I'm Maurice Green. I'm Tech 9 Travis and Strange Street. Every night we pop. I'm Icy Rock. I'm DJ Fresh, DJ Rice. I might be Jock. I'm K-Rock. I'm a fallen soldier. A royal in the major league, so they all oppose us. 40 KC, Chief 68 riots. I'm Gates and Sons, Jack Stacks and Arthur Bryant. I'm a real rider. Call me Shantae. I'm Killer City. Out a Hyundai. I'm the popper, the pretty face on a poster. I'm the plaza. P&L is on the roast. I'm Country View, where I'm known to post up. At the Bristol with Ron drinking on mimosas. Got a little sweet vodka, I'm already sipping. I'm Don Cheadle, Little Bobby, and I'm Eddie Griffin. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm Kansas City, but they call it Killer City. KANSASCITY. Ask where I'm from, then they'll see my reply. I'm KC till the day that me diving, reppin' 81691 Trace since I knee high. Go chicken, go with them fire gizzards. I'm Kansas City Monarchs and the KC Wiz. I'm Holy Temple. I'm Bill Bacott. I'm Bonzil and Captain Bonzil throwing hella potties. Like I'm Romeo. Had a club called The Heart where many people were known to go. I'm Town Center, Crown Center, Sprint Center, Kemper Arena, Starlight, Independence Event Center. I'm Southeast Center, John Sams, Carol Green. I'm Brittany Atkins, Lincoln High School girls team. I'm the Gants, I'm the Duns, I'm the Bears, I'm the Willises and Dooleys. Rep for Casey like I'm Paris. I'm Ant Peeler. I'm Joe Rainey, the Rush Brothers, Tyrone Lou, and all ballers that go Maney. I'm Jeff Dayton, Daryl Kearney plus Terrell. I'm Hogan High, so I'm Marcus Denman from the 12. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm KC. I'm Kansas City, but they call it Killer City. KANSASCITY. Ask where I'm from, then they'll see my reply. I'm KC till the day that me diving, reppin' 81691 Trace since I knee high. I'm Lee Joe, D-Loc and Dilemma Flow. I'm the Chateau Lounge, Conference Cove and Chemical. I'm the Bannister, the Landon, and Oak Park. I'm Longview Lake, Brush Creek, and Swope Park. R.I.P. Lunatic, my bro, they got me. I'm Janelle Monáe, Eminem and Jodie Watley. Hustling on 7-1, making pit stops. I be writing for a living like I'm Jason Whitlock. Get my shirt done by Dempsey or Steve-O, pumping like Bodie Highway with Big T and Pizzo. Comment Sean Malto when I skate through. Out my window at the courthouse loft, there's a great view. I'm Fairyland Park, one day on a carousel. Prospect Truce, I'm Quindaro and Parallel. I'm Niecy, plus I'm Peachtree. Call 816 and 913 if ever need to reach me. I'm KC. 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 I'm Kansas City, but they call it Killer City. KANSASCITY. Ask where I'm from, then they'll see my reply. I'm KC till the day that me die. Been reppin' 81691 Trace since I knee high.
Now you can find me with my eyes slow, riding low. Passenger side, gotta make them heads start turning while I'm passing them by. Soon as I step up on the scene, I see that look in your eye. I tell them they don't really want it. Nah, they don't really want it. Back up off this kid, let your lid. Shit, they say I'm off the grid. Toss your bid, I stick your mid. Ain't nobody else do it like I did. I get that green, you know my style. Know how the fuck I break this down. I make it pound when I hit your town. I kick that crown, we don't dick around. I'm in this main. Yeah, you see me. Other rhymers wanna be me. Big timers, big signers. Call my phone and say they need me. Cause we bring it hard. Every track, every bar, every time, every rhyme. But when I bring it up, better get mine. I ball, man. From the go. Never act like you ain't know. I ain't playing bad, I bring it. No, I mean it from the flow. Overdrive every show. High speed, never slow. Never fall, never fade. Never pay to play a show. I keep it gutter, we always grind. And you can find me in the back of the club. We sit with something shiny. I'm on that silver 7, super do it. I can do it, baby. All bets off. It's on when I set off. Set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to set it off.
Tycoon, yes, I hold down my city. From the middle where the map you dudes is silly. You act like you don't know me, but you keep jocking us. Real talk, no game, so put your whistles up. Game over, not flip, you talking crazy, get flipped. Not the sock, I hear the flows that believe you a cotton mouth. Hey, crib when I enter, these lames know what I claim. It's a shame if they don't, I have a sprint to the center. Where I'm from, we get it cracking fresh. 2-3s on the feet and jeans, you never see me slacking. The killer city keep lyrics that boggle minds. On the fit in 2 letters and ain't no joke, but I, man. Fella dogs, DT, one way, my entourage, straight deep kids, so don't play. Next time you in the neck of my woods, just wait, I'll show you, cause I am the state. Yeah.
Set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. When the chips on the table, hope you able enough to set it off, set it off, set it off, set it off. You can roll if you wanna, but you know you're gonna have to set it off, set it off.
Man, yeah, I know y'all feel this, you know what I'm saying? Recognize this fury from KC, Missouri, son. Man, 816, suck-ass tricks, punk bitch. Yeah, I thought I told y'all before, I ain't got no time to be playing with people's kids, man. Get that shit on my face. Yeah, I'm who they wanna be.
Damn, bet you what you have to do them like that.
Yeah, I'm who they want
wanna be. These niggas wanna bees. Yeah. Fonz, nigga. You know what the fuck going on? These niggas just wanna live like this, but they can't. Yeah, I'm who they wanna be. These niggas wanna bees. They ain't got no cheese, and these niggas just sleep. I be out the house, fuck it, I be out of town. You don't know the route, you ain't never sold a pound. Nigga call my phone, better know what's going down. Young jock, keep a tray pound, niggas know the sound. We gon' shoot that bitch up, we ain't talking it out. These niggas do too much talking while they falling out. Niggas talking about a drought, bitch, we standing out. I had that shit up in the, I ain't saying it now. Yeah, get your ass to run around. You a broke pussy nigga tryna hang around. Yeah, you will bring the whole gang down. We ain't saying shit to these niggas, not a name around. Yeah, fuck it, we gon' lay 'em down. We gon' take 'em down like we Chris Brown. Yeah, nigga pause. I was tryna get in the game, they ain't passed the ball. Fuck, I was a paw. Now I make it rain and they clapping ass. Round of applause. Fuck it, I'm a dog, I'm a big bear, you a cub. Not at all, you a fake nigga just watching, not involved. You a pussy nigga, stay station, you ain't raw. I'm on call for this G shit. Nigga, call my phone, hey, fuck it, I'ma be quick. Nigga, you know how the streets get. Nigga, you better know that we really lit. I be flexing on these niggas, they don't stand by. Pay 600 for my kicks, yeah, I'm damn fly. Pay 600 for my kicks just to hoop. Spent 1,000 in Versace, I ain't even wanna ooh. Nigga, what you saying? Supreme hoodie and a Babe T10. Babe draws, little bitch, I'm the man. Gucci size, Gucci belt, what the fuck? These niggas broke, stop playing. I got 5 bands on me now, I'm saying. I ain't tryna cut a check, baby, I'm saying. Only got cash, no account, I'm saying. Long as they making this shit, we gon' get it. Long as we living like this, you gon' listen. Long as I'm talking my shit, boy, I'm tripping. Long as these niggas mad at me, they gon' feel it. Long as these niggas mad at me, they gon' feel it. Yeah, these niggas wannabes, I'm who they wanna be. These niggas wannabes. Yeah, I'm who they wanna be. These niggas wannabes, I'm who they wanna be. Nigga, I'm who they wanna be. These niggas wannabes, I'm who they wanna be. Nigga, these niggas wannabes, I'm who they wanna be. These niggas wannabes. Yeah, bitch ass nigga, I would say a whole lot more shit, but it ain't no motherfucking need to. You niggas know what the fuck you doing. You niggas look in the mirror, wash your face every day. You know that shit filter with hate, nigga. Fuck you, go get a bag, nigga. Do what we doing. We blowing that shit, nigga. If you got it, blow that shit, nigga. Live your life, nigga. Stop worrying about me, nigga. Y'all dick.
Hey, we are back. Yeah, man, I was looking at some of the scores updated around the league. The Asylum game, I'm watching it on the side, as well as watching some of the other stuff. Bulldogs are trailing the Nighthawks. That game has big playoff implications. Someone in that game is traveling to the Stockman, and someone is either traveling to Springfield or the Warriors. So that game carries a lot of weight there. What's up, Chase? It's been a hot minute, bro. Yeah, before the game, man, everyone was in dark blue jerseys. And then there was a mad rush to the locker room. And then people came out with white. So I'm not exactly sure what that was. Now, everyone was in dark blue jerseys. Either blue jerseys or like undershirts before the game, so I'm not exactly sure what that was. I did see Jimmy with a tote of jerseys over there, so I'm not exactly sure if it was they were running short on jerseys or if it was something else. I couldn't tell you. Either way you cut it, it's going to be an interesting last 30 minutes. The Bucks are trying to stake their claim to Saturday success here, and this is going to be the first stage for them. Can they compete on Saturdays? So far, so good through the first 30 minutes. 12-6 Bucks on top, getting ready to kick off the third quarter with Bucks receiving the ball with the chance to put a little bit of more breathing room between them and the visiting Kansas City Panthers. That kickoff is hitting hard, straight across the floor. Picked up about the 15, and we are underway. Up the middle he goes. Back out to the outside. He's got some breathing room. Got blockers out in front. Out to the outside he goes, and that's going to be an extra 15 if they... Yeah, there they go. They called that. That was easy. That's going to put them deep into Panthers territory. That was a kicker that came across and made the hit. 6 yards out of bounds and then starts chirping. I'm not exactly sure what you're overly excited about, but I like it. Seth, I'm going to need you to stop making sense, my dog. Why don't they have 2 jerseys for everyone? Have you been around semi-pro more than a day? $29-yard line. Bucks in fantastic position. Probably couldn't have started out the second half much better than that. 1st and 10, 29, positive territory. 2 to the far side, 2 to the near side. Running back on Keontae's left side. Right-hand side, sorry. Number 20 in motion across the middle. Number 20 takes the handoff up the left-hand side, back to the middle. Breaks a few tackles for a gain of 7 is Derek Jones out of Kansas City, Kansas. And 100% is tacky looking. I'm not saying it's not, but if anybody who's been around semi-pro more than a minute, you know these guys take these jerseys home real quick. Hey, Coach, I'll wash my own jersey. You'll never see that cat again. Next week, you'll be playing against them on another team. Number 21's helmet pops off around to the right-hand side. See, I don't necessarily consider that a kicker per se. He's an athlete that kicks, because I do believe I've seen him on the field at other positions. I could be wrong, man, but I think I've seen him on the field at other positions to me, so that's just an athlete that happens to be kicking. I understand it, man. You get a little aggressive at times. I get it, but 6 yards was a lot out. Keontae rolls the right under heavy pressure. Ball thrown away. Number 16 lets up. Doesn't follow through with the tackle. That's a smart play there. Bring up 4th down and 4. Bucks are in a position they don't want to give away this field position that they have, so we'll see what they do here. He did take his helmet off, bro. Hey, I thought he was going to start swinging it like no BS. I thought he had that thing like he was getting ready to swing it like a tomahawk there for a second. I thought it was about to get all bad. I've never had my helmet. Like, if my helmet comes off my head is in my helmet. I promise you. I don't know how y'all do that. If you ever see my helmet come off on the field, call the paramedics, because it's a wrap. Hard count gets the Panthers jumping. That's going to be a 1st and 10. Bucks continue on. Uh-oh. The Bucks mascot took his head off. He's hanging out with the Army guys. Army, Sergeant Jones down here recruiting the Bucks mascot. Y'all got to be short a mascot next year. Snap is a little high. Handoff up the middle. Big number 70. Getting a little bit of redemption for jumping off sides on that last one. Oh, Myles Garrett. I forgot all about that. Hey, in real football news, Sergio Busquets is joining Lionel Messi in Inter Miami. How about that for football, huh? Where are they playing at? We are in Central High School in St. Joseph, Missouri. Keontae rolling to the right. calls his own number up the middle, cuts back left, rolls over a would-be tackler, going to be close to the first down depending on where they spot him, and it looks like he's going to be about a yard and a half short, bringing up a 2nd and 10 inside, or 2nd and 2 inside the 10-yard line, excuse me. Bro, if my helmet comes off my head in a game, in the middle of a play, my head is in it, or something went seriously wrong. I used to put my helmet on so tight I used to have help getting it off. Hand off to the left-hand side. He's got a hole back up the middle. Rumbling and tumbling. Offensive line pushes him down. It's going to be a 1st and goal from the 3. Bucks looking to put a little bit more breathing room on the clock, but they do have a player down. I'm looking to figure out who that is as he's all fours. He looks like he is in some serious pain. Hoping he's all right, man. We all got to get up and go to work on Monday. Well, I guess not everyone goes to work on a Monday. Amber, appreciate you. Been a while. AC better not come with that team to toast the first. Which one? Hey, Gators, y'all on a bye week this week? What's up? What's going down in Tulsa today? Looks like number 11, Ivan Rojas, tied in out of Las Vegas, Nevada, having to be helped off the field in some serious pain. Doesn't look like he's putting any weight on that right leg as he's dragging it behind him. That does not look good. It's kind of just dangling there. They're going to have to get him further off the field than that. Hey, good thoughts out to this, man. I'm hoping they move him a little bit farther off. Yeah, there they go. Moving him a little bit farther off the field. Number 11, Ivan Rojas, tied in out of Las Vegas, Nevada, man. I hope that you are all right, my friend. Back to the game. 1st and goal from the 3. Keontae's going to call his own number. I knew he would. Right up the middle. Touchdown, Bucks. Bucks getting a little bit of breathing room here. Still a lot of football left to be played as you are 11:25 left in the 3rd quarter. Low snap. Hopefully no one's injured. There's the ball still rolling around. I don't even know where the ball's at anymore. That was almost another scoop and score to give them another 2. But as it sits, it is 18-16 to your Midwest Regional Football League 2023 undefeated champs, St. Joe Bucks. Yo, tell me that's not who I think it is in chat. So, a little birdie flew by the other day and told me a little something, something. And speaking of birds, I hear that there might be a flock of birds returning to football. Maybe this man can drop a little more insight on that. Why is that it? Yeah, I heard that there might be another flock coming back. If you're down in the south, be looking out is what I heard. What league y'all going to, boss? I heard about that. I think it was about 2 days ago someone told me that. Nah, it's not going to be KC. I'm pretty sure he's still down there in the Louisiana area. Louisiana, Arkansas area. Man, I try to get Max and Scott to retire every year. AP. I think I've heard that's the one. Isn't that Arkansas Punishers and those guys that heavy like southeast presence? Louisiana, Arkansas, Georgia, like that area. I believe that's that league. Takes a tackle, roll around the right-hand side. He's got room. A host of Bucks are there to make the tackle as he comes across the 40 down to about the 37. I see some caps in the chat. I don't know what it's about, but someone's capping. Panthers still have plenty of time to kind of claw their way back into this game, but it starts one play at a time right here on this drive as they come to the line. 1st and 10. They backed him up a little bit to the 40. Twins on either side. Handoff up the middle. He's got some wiggle room up the middle again. He is hit by number 1, Hunter Hendricks, the safety out of Platte City, Missouri, but not before he sings to a tune of 12 and another first down. Chains are rolling, and so are your Panthers. 1st and 10, same formation, twins to either side, running back to the quarterback's right-hand side, looks left, looks right, finds a little seam, steps up in the pocket, flips it out, and it is intercepted. This might be trouble. Up the middle he goes let me get a good number for you here. Number 0, Austin White out of St. Joseph, Missouri, with a huge interception, killing all momentum. And Bucks, led by Keontae Green, come back onto the field, looking to put the dagger in, put the final nail in the coffin, and put the Panthers to bed. If they score here, this might start getting out of hand. So far, they're only down by 12. It's still a close game. But if Bucks can score here, things may start getting real lopsided here down the stretch. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about that league, man. When I was down in Florida, that was one of the leagues that everyone's talking about. The South knows how to do leagues right, man. For some reason, semi-pro, they can't get right. We've got 5 leagues here in the central area. Every league has got 4 or 5 leagues in it. The league that I played in Florida, there was 41 teams in the league. Number 7 finally getting his name called again. Picking up 17 yards is that man, Jaden King. Yeah, so when I was down there in Florida, man, it was 42 teams. The championship game is actually today or next week. The winner gets $15,000 and the rings bought for them. Handoff up the middle. Big number 21, Kayshawn White out of Slater, Missouri. Yeah, man, so it was $15,000 to the owner of the championship team in that league, and then $5,000 to the owner to buy championship rings. They do a full all-star game, trophies, like big tackle coming down number 4 of the Panthers. But they do all-star events, skills position competitions, trophies for all that. 40 still my teams. AP, that league that you guys are going to, you guys had, I think there was like 20 teams, 30 teams. Somehow, this area of Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Iowa has 5 leagues with 5 teams in each league. Handoff up the middle, out to the right-hand side he goes. Good edge blocking, number 10, Devontae Young coming around the edge with number 7. Not only does he catch, he does the dirty work on the edge as well. I'm not sure what they do for their rings. I know typically my championship rings are around $300 or $400, depending on what we got. I know our national championship rings were about $400, all said and done with the case and all that stuff. About $400. I know they're giving down in the South the EAFL. That's what I'm talking about. What's that score? I know that was the league. That's big money. They're paying, it's like $5,000 for rings plus the 10 grand or 15 grand on top of that. But here's the catch: the second place team gets a good chunk of change. I think they're getting 5 or 7 grand, and the third and fourth place teams got $3,000 apiece. So that's players' money going to the league that's coming back to them for some productive stuff. I don't know what's going on out here. Why we can't get right. Number 10 around the left-hand side. It's got an edge blocker over there. Looks like number 6, Dante Wilson out of Kansas City, Kansas, getting an edge block. So that's something that you don't necessarily see all the time either. These wide receivers are doing the dirty work in between the plays, getting involved on the run game. So that's another thing, and I've said that for years as the Bucs go around the left-hand side for a first down, is the EAFL, the commissioner, has nothing to do with the league except for running it. He does own a team, or has owned a team forever. A lot of you guys are going to know exactly who he ran. It's the Orlando Phantoms, big powerhouse down there in the South for many, many, many years. He runs them, but even this year, the EAFL, they wanted more teams to even it out, the brackets on the North and the South. He refused to put the Phantoms in that league because he did not want his team associated with the league that he ran. Yeah, dude, Ronald, that's nuts, man. I don't know why leagues can't combine. But look at it this way. In the Midwest, we have the 2 big leagues right now. Before the news, as that ball's tipped to the outside, I almost picked return for 6 there. The 2 big leagues you have right now before the mix-up comes next year, you have the HFA and the CMFL. If those 2 leagues combined and put their resources together, you're looking at 15 to 20 teams in one league. You could go North and South Division, stop having teams travel 6 to 8 hours every weekend for games. Have a lot of fun. Build up the fan base. I mean, you can do a lot of good things, but I don't ever see that happening. And then you have the MRFL coming from Sundays into Saturdays, if that stands, which is going to further kind of make things interesting. As that ball, is it picked off in the end zone? It is intercepted in the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown. Panthers are still in the game. Yeah, it's not intercepted. Yeah, man, the EFL is definitely doing things right. It's probably the best ran league that I've been around, as far as things that have been done for the players, as far as players seeing their money that they put into the league coming back to things that benefit them. I mean, he uses league money to do a game of the week with a broadcast that is paid travel, and they go to wherever, Florida or Georgia, that they think is the game of the week. The league pays to send them there. That's all players' money that is going back to see, positive things for themselves. As number 12 gashes to the right-hand side, looks like he's going to pick up about 9, and here comes a late flag. We'll see what that is. That might give them a first down. Yeah, I don't know, man. I know I've always came out of pocket and listened to my wife about divorce me every single time I've won a championship and needed a ring. I'll have to buy you one this year if I win one. You one of those necklace pendants. Panthers moving up to the 44, 1st and 10, 5:28 left on the clock. still a lot of time, but without a lot of momentum, they've got to ride what they have now and cash in for 6. As that running back stumbles and falls, going to lose 1 there. You're going to bring up a 2nd and 11. Yeah, I would like to see it. I'm curious to see what the MRFL moving to Sundays is going to do. I've heard people say moving to Saturdays is going to do. I've heard people say it's going to be good for the league. My opinion, it's going to be bad for the league because I was here when the MRFL first started a few years back, and it was guys get off of Saturdays, and we'd go out there and throw around a ball on a Sunday, and we had families and barbecues, and we all hung out with each other, and that's what it was originally about. And the intensity has grown over the years, which is cool. But now you're getting to the point where if you move it to a Saturday, a lot of these guys, I know they say, hey, no. Hold on. Getting some room around the outside and makes a business decision, goes out of bounds as he picks up the first down, is number 22. But on Sundays, I know they said, hey, you can only have so many semi-pro guys, roster locks, blah, 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 blah. But a lot of those guys, there was guys that played Saturdays on every single team. They just weren't like playmakers, if that's what you want to call them, so no one really cared. Now they're going to be forced to pick between one or the other. And as a Kansas City fan, to me, that deplenishes the talent and the fun that we had in Kansas City. So if you're going to want to be a national powerhouse again and have one of these teams step up, it's going to be extremely hard because everyone's going to be spread out amongst all the teams Saturday and Sunday. As number 4 rolls around, tiptoes the sideline, I don't see any flags on the field. They just flush him to the right-hand side. As a left-handed quarterback, it's hard to make that pass, but he does the best that he can. It looks like he picks up about 7 there, bring up a 2nd down and 3. In my opinion, MRFL should stay on Saturdays, get rid of stay on Sundays, sorry. I keep thinking because they went to Saturdays. If they stayed on Sundays and just opened up the roster stuff and just had fun with it and get back to just having fun, I still like the, do their own stadium things. But again, I'm not in the MRFL, so I'm not the powers to be. If that's the decision they think is best for their league, they're going to make it. Bucs defense swarms with the ball. Panthers going to lose 1 there. It's going to be 3rd and 5 on an extremely crucial drive as the Panthers are on the ball trailing by 12. 3:40 left in the 3rd quarter. Oh, that it does, Christian. And that's the other thing. I think teams are going to have to get out of the box on what they offer players, what they do in the public, what they do in the community. What can they do to draw players, not only draw them in, but keep them to stay? It's not always about wins or losses. That's going to help. That's going to make them definitely force their hands. Running back up to the right-hand side, up to the next level, down to the 15 as there's a few Bucs tangled up that went for the tackle and he was able to skate through. That's an athlete. I don't know what his name is. If y'all want to drop that name back in there again, but that's what they needed to keep this drive alive. Well, Mac, that's what I'm saying. So, in my opinion, would be stay on Sunday and get rid of the semi-pro. Because, what dictates semi-pro? What's the difference between Sunday and Saturday? Except for they don't travel. Right up the middle, no flags. Panthers find themselves right back in the game. Touchdown, Panthers. Yeah, see, I've seen a lot of talk about teams that aren't going to be able to play on Saturdays. So I don't know. I'm sure the league commission, they'll get together. I know a lot of them, man. You got a bunch of smart, intelligent guys. They'll figure it out. But again, bring up my question. What dictates what a semi-pro guy is? Because me, myself, when I was recruiting for the Bulldogs before I left, it's no secret. I used to come out on Sundays, broadcast games, and recruit while I was broadcasting. I was sending film to Coach Ray and a lot of different guys. Like, there's talent everywhere you look on a Sunday. What dictates who's a quote-unquote semi-pro and who's not? Where's that line drawn? We all pay to play the game. As Panthers are going to take a timeout to make sure they get this thing right so they're in a position where they can come back and win the game. I mean, that's what I've always said. There's no difference. We pay to play football. We pay to play a game that we love. The only difference, in my opinion, was Sunday guys, they didn't have to travel, which that was the most appealing piece about it. Hand off to the left. He drags a few bodies, but it looks like he's going to be stopped just short. So as we sit, 18-12, third quarter, 2:45 left on the clock. Panthers are clawing their way back in. Man, Les, it's not just you, man. How many people on the Bulldogs roster last year did we pick up from Sundays? Alteric, Kai, you. Like, it's no secret. I recruited my butt off from a Sunday. I don't get the difference. I mean, are Swarm sticking around? There's going to be a lot of shakeups, man. I heard Gators are going to the GDFL and dropping out of the CMFL. I also heard Gators are going to field two teams and keep one in the CMFL and then take a lot of bodies to the GDFL team, have like a squad A and squad B. I've heard, obviously the MRFL things going around. I seen the Cobras. I believe the Cobras are in the CMFL. I seen today that they signed to the National Football Association League, I believe. I think that's what it was. I seen a post that they already signed to join another league. Who knows, man? It's about that time of the year where there's a lot of Rochambeau around the semi-pro spot. So we'll see next year where the cards land. It's definitely going to be interesting. That is a good kick down to about 15. Bucks up the middle, get behind his wedge. Out to the outside. And knocked down as he comes across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Bucks offense will take the field, leading by 6. That's another thing, man. Health insurance. I see so many players hurt. I believe it was the NFL All-Stars went out to Las Vegas to play in an All-Star game after the season last year, and it was like first quarter, one of the players went down from the team that they were playing, paralyzed. I mean, that no one wants to see that, but what do you do if you get paralyzed on a Saturday playing football and you got a family to feed? What now? Or not even paralyzed, break an ankle, break a leg, like break an arm. Like, what do you do if you don't have health insurance out here playing football on a Saturday? I mean, in my opinion, if you don't have health insurance, you probably shouldn't be on the field anyway, but Swarm leave MFA because they lose by 30 a game. It's not really what league they're in, to be honest with you. HFA is basically the new MFA, bro. The Heartland Football Association. So it's got the Bulldogs, the Stockmen, the Warriors, the Nighthawks, Queen City, the Swarm. My wife is fighting bugs outside the window, she said, with the focus. So if you see some focus issues on the camera, it's because we can't open the window. Do the Tropics players get paid? Purple, bro. I'm not. I'm assuming they did. I don't know. I've never played for the Tropics, dude. You'd have to ask somebody, or maybe somebody in the chat knows. Uh-oh. 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 That man again, the QB number 4, pick 6. Check for flags. We are all tied up in St. Joe. Uh-oh, pending the extra try. Panthers have an opportunity to take a lead here late third quarter. This is all the drama you want in a football game on a Saturday night. Look, I know arena guys are supposed to get paid, but ask Antonio Brown and that Albany Empire what happened up there, and you might hear another tune.
South Avenue, Suite C, Spring.
Panthers taking their time in the huddle. Tropics are supposed to get paid. Panthers running somebody on late. QB goes under center. And he fumbles the ball. So we are tied up. I don't know what it is. Every team, both teams so far has had an issue with that 2-point snap. As it is, we are knotted. 18s. 58 seconds left in the third quarter. Queen City still leads the Warriors by a score of 20-16. QC on the ball inside their own 20. Yeah, man, me either. It's weird vibes to see, man. This is not one of, but it is the longest running team organization in the city, in the area, really. They've been doing this for 20 some odd years, 25 years, 26 years. They were all in the same color jersey prior to the game, and they made a trip to the locker room. Some of the guys then came out, so I'm not exactly sure what happened. I can't bad talk the Panthers, man. They've been doing this for longer than most of these guys on the field have been alive. The kick to the right-hand side is going to roll out of bounds, and that ball is going to be brought back up to the 40 as Keontae Green leads his Bucks back out looking to score and get right back on the right track after throwing that pick 6 the last time out. Again, man, Keontae's been doing this for a hot minute. He's not going to be rattled in this situation. He's been in big time games with championships on the line, playoffs on the line, battling the Colorado Greyhawks who hadn't lost in like 7 years at that point. This game is just another game for him. He's not going to be rattled. He's going to go out here and do his thing. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out throwing here on first down. Handoff up the middle, sticking to what's got him here so far. O-line got a big push, and he squirts out the other side. It looks like 10, but they're going to stop his forward momentum for a gain of 8 and bring that ball back just a tad bit. Looks like they're going to be at their 48, and we're going to step aside for an official's timeout for an injured Panther down on the field. All right, we're going to come back with a couple more score updates. Queen City still leads the Warriors. Warriors are down a QB who's injured, so they're on their second QB trying to come back. They just made a fourth down stop and got the ball back, so our offense is going to work. They are in their third quarter midway through. Jumping over, I believe it's the CMFL, the NWA, the Northwest Arkansas Generals lead the Cougars by a score of 18-0. I'm not exactly sure if that one has playoff implications, but I do believe the Generals, that's a must-win game for them to get playoff contention. And so far, they're doing everything they can, up 18-0. Bucks got room. Down the left-hand side to go. There is a flag on the field, so we'll see if that ball is coming back as that ball is knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. Huge gain. Here's the call. We'll see which way it goes. As it stands right now, it is a 35-yard gain. Hey, Nighthawks organization was started in the 70s. They have not been around since the 70s. They had a huge, like, 20-year gap, and we're just being able to brought it back here in the last few years. That call goes against the Panthers, so that play will stand. Huge run around the left-hand side. That play will take us out of bounds. Stop the clock. 15 seconds left, so this may be the last play before we roll into fourth quarter, and it will be snapped from the Bucks 11-yard line. 1st and 10. High snap. Keontae is going to keep the ball himself. Tiptoes up the middle. Plows his way across the 10 down to the 9. 2nd down and 7 from the 9-yard line. we're going to step aside and we'll see you in the fourth quarter as we are knotted up here in St. Joe. 18-18. All right, Bucks making their way back to the line. Panthers trotting out, starting this fourth quarter with a 2nd and 7 inside the 10-yard line. Bucks looking to pull back ahead once again. Yo, I did move to Florida, actually, and I just got back. Been in town, what, about a week and a half now? Back to Kansas City. High snap. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Panthers almost had it. Looks like Bucks scrambled to get back on top. Panthers were looking for the scoop and score. Seems every time the Bucks get down here in the red zone, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot. Just got to calm down a little bit. I actually get to go up to play the Nighthawks. This will be my first time playing the Nighthawks. As long as they've been around, they've always been in a different league than what I've been in. So I get to play them next week up on their home field, which I've also never been to. So should be a good time. Another bad snap. Keontae doing everything he can, but he is sacked, and we're going backwards. It's going to be 3rd down and a long ways. I can probably get from here to Kansas City quicker than it's a lot closer than what this 3rd down play is going to be. 4th down play, excuse me. Panthers defense doing everything they can. We are 13:45 and rolling, 4th quarter. Knotted up at 18. Bucks doing everything they can to give the Panthers a game this second half. They have been shut out 12-0 this second half to let the Panthers back into it. Who do I play for? Currently, I play for the Omaha Stockmen. I am the kicker for the Omaha Stockmen to finish out the rest of this year, and that will be a wrap on my playing career. So I know I said that before, but the difference was when I got forced to quit, I headed to Kansas City. So it kind of it was a weird turn for me, man. I got to do something that a lot of people probably never get to do. I got to watch my son turn 18 and play some semi-pro. And then I got the opportunity to play in a professional arena game with my son. So I took the first kick in that pro arena game, and I made it. And I took my hat off, and I went to the sideline, and I put my son in, and I got to watch my son kick as a professional arena kicker at the age of 18, man. So at that time, I knew I was moving soon, so it was a wrap for me. and I headed off to Florida, and I played for a team down in Florida a little bit. Just didn't have the same love, man. I met a lot of cool dudes. I just didn't have that love to show up, 2 times a week at practice and put in the work, and then show up to games and put in the work. But then I got the news as I was moving back here. Stockman reached out to me. They were dealing with some injuries. I talked about it at the top of this broadcast. They were dealing with some injuries with their kickers. 2 kickers went down with torn ACLs. So Stockman, coach, reached out to me and asked if I was interested in kicking as Panthers defense steps up and makes a huge play again. Panthers offense is about to come back out on the field looking to take a lead. I got the news that I was coming back here, and Mathers had reached out, and I know, we've got a lot of history between me and him. Through the HFA, to the MFA, haven't always seen eye to eye, but he reached out and said, hey, are you looking to play? I need a spot. Basically calling in a favor, man, and I owe that guy a favor of all the years we've had. I talked to Coach Ray about it. Him and my wife were probably the 2 first people that I reached out to make sure, everything was on the up and up with him. It's always love and family in Bulldogs territory there in Kansas City. But as it sits right now, I'm going to finish out this year with the Stockman. Our Panthers right up the middle, hurting a player for a tune of 16 yards and some momentum. But as it sits, man, Sunday League, I went out to the championship game, and as it turns out, Coach Ray Williams and my wife had their little powwow meeting, and it looks like I'll be doing some off-the-field work come next year. But we'll keep that behind closed doors for now. They got new jerseys. Those gray ones are dope, man. They've got the 2 trophy patch on the chest, and they fade from that gray to black. Oh, they're pretty dope. Under center, toss left. Bucks were ready for it. If they seen that play multiple times tonight, here comes a late flag as number 3, John Hunley Sr. out of Atchison, Kansas, comes through and makes that play from his linebacker position. I do not live in Omaha. I live in Kansas City. Technically, I live just south of Kansas City. That flag is going to be against the Panthers and back them up. I do like the old ones, man. I've played Stockman since the very beginning, so I've seen multiple jersey sets of theirs. But they do a lot of cool things. They had the blue jerseys. I don't know if you've seen those. They had the blue jerseys for for the children event that they did. I like the grays, man. The gray on blacks. Panthers under center, straight up the middle to the fullback, gets the carry. I can't see the down marker over there because the guy put it down above his head. But it looks like he picked up 2. It's going to be 3rd down and a country mile. Bucks defense doing everything they can. Les Clay. Backward. It depends on where you think I'm at, homie. I know it's about time for you to come over to the house for dinner one of these nights, though. I know that. Maybe catch a broadcast or 2 and get that thing rolling back up. It's been a while since I've heard you on that. Shuffle out the left, number 14 around the edge. Got blockers out front, got speed. Around the corner he goes. He's going to make this a more manageable 4th down position. 4th and 20 if the Panthers elect to stay on the field with their offense. Stockman still have their red jerseys. They still have their traditional jerseys. The gray set is just a new set that they just got. They also did it for fan appreciation, so fans can buy the same jerseys the players have now as well. They're for sale to the fans. I'm not sure exactly when that closed. I heard Les Clay is the new assistant coach down at Independence Community College, man. So big shout out in the chat to Les, man. That's cool to see a semi-pro guy stepping up to coach at the next level. Not just to play, because I know he's already played collegiate, but to step up and continue to love the game. As that is a fake pass or a fake punt, and the Bucks were all over it. I don't know. Number 5 is up celebrating like he got a first down, but he was about 10 yards shy. But Les, my boy, congrats to you, man. I know that's something that you've been working for a while. See you head down to Independence, man, to coach the next level. That's big time stuff. I'll have to get a schedule from you, man, and get down there and check out a couple games. But yeah, congrats to you, man. We'll have to link up here soon for sure. Bucks offense. What is going on with the sticks here? It's 1st and 11 somehow. All right. Around the left-hand side. That's going to be a hold. That flag is in, I do believe. What's that Netflix documentary about Independence Community College that put them on the map? I forgot what it was. Y'all in the chat's going to know. Tell me you need them cats back, dude. Brunch tomorrow. So tomorrow is a bad day for me. Tomorrow we have rented out a couple boats, and we are going to be out on the lake with my family, catching up on family time, man, since I haven't seen my family really since I was gone in Florida. So we will be out on the lake tomorrow, but I'll be in your inbox, bro. Let me wrap up this broadcast tonight, and I'll definitely hit you up. We got to catch up sometime this week. When do you head out to Independence? Down in the middle of nowhere, because I'll be down that direction next week, actually. And he get up and he can still get up and run. He takes it. Is he down or is he not down? I don't know that should be a flag if they didn't blow the whistle. Number 7 is hurt, looks like. Monday. Let me look at my map, dude. Where me and the wife are actually headed down that direction. He's getting the daddy carry. Me and the wife are headed down that direction next week, man. So let me, like I said, I'll message. Yeah, they're waving off the flag. That's what I was gonna say. They didn't blow the play dead. Hey, which one, Meadows? On the Panther side or the Buck side? We talked about number 7. That dude's nasty. He had the play of the game. Number 7 is Jaden King, wide receiver out of St. Joe, Missouri. That boy can move. Go check out the Outlaws page, the play of the game a couple weeks ago in the championship game, and check out catch out. Hey, I didn't have bats in Florida. I had alligators, so I'm not used to bats. High snap was brought down. Keontae calls his own number around the right-hand side, brings back out the left. Shake and bake Ricky Bobby picks up a few yards, and it's going to be 2nd down and 16, I do believe. And the Warriors game is crazy. I am watching it actually on the left-hand side. Anybody in the chat happen to have the Bulldogs Nighthawks final score of that game? That should be complete. Fake injury. I don't know. I don't like to say grown men fake an injury. Yeah, I'm a soccer player. We don't fake injuries at all. All right? Rude. Y'all hear that? She's about to walk home. Twins the near side, twins the far side. Snap. Deontay's a little shuffle to number 21, but that man is a big fella. Hit the weight room. Hit the weight room. Keyshawn White, running back, Slater, Missouri with the carry. Going to bring up a manageable 4th down here. 4th and 5 at midfield. Ball spotted just on The inside of midfield at the 49 of the Bucks. 7:52 on the clock. Let's see what they decide to do here. Offense is on the field. Deontay surveys over the defense, looks out to the right, makes his adjustments. Hard count. Did the hard count get him again? They're still going to be a yard short. Looks like it's going to be 4th and 1 now. Let's see if they come back and do it one more time. 4th and 1. Offense is staying on. I would assume you're going to see another hard count and possibly Keontae just keep the ball and head right back up. Right up the gut's been working for him all night. Him and number 21 together. It's just been an unstoppable duo. But here's a big play here. 4th and 1. Keontae looking over what he has. Snap. Handoff up the middle. Panthers are there to make the play. Let's see if they rally. Oh, it's going to be depending on where they spot him. It looks like Panthers rallied just enough to get the ball back to their offense. 18-18, 7-12 on the clock. Huge play by the Kansas City Panthers defense. 38-14 Nighthawks. That's final. Yeah, see, that's the issue with the Bulldogs have been having, man. They don't have enough personnel. They've only got 16, 17 guys. They've kept every team they've played with very close in the first half. They just don't have the legs underneath them to clutch out a game in the second half. So be curious to see what Coach Ray and that Bulldogs group does recruiting-wise coming into this next season here. Yeah, Bulldogs, all the Bulldogs players that you know aren't there anymore. They all left. The team got sold. Tyrone sold the team last year. As Bucks are stepping up to the plate once again. Loss of 4 yards, bring up a 2nd and 14. Yeah, Meadows, if you show up and see a Bulldogs game, you will not recognize a single player, nor a coach. The only coach there, only person on that entire organization that you'll know is Ray. That's really the only person I know. I do believe that sets up a Bulldogs Stockman rematch. Uh-oh, 12's breaking away. I don't see any flags. Down he goes, angling towards the inside pylon. He dives, lowers the shoulder. I believe he got inside the pylon, but number 5 has a block here, and they threw a flag directly at number 5. 45 yards away from the play. Absolutely unnecessary. We're about to see what that was.
No.
If it's what I think I saw, that play is going to come back. Touchdown is called good. Refs are moving towards the end zone. Sticks have been dropped. Let's see what the call is. For now, it looks like the touchdown stands. Panthers have climbed their way back into a lead. Uh-oh. They're going to bring out the PAT unit. Haven't seen this since the first quarter. It was a bad snap then, so let's see how they operate here. But as it stands, it is 24-18 all Panthers way this second half. I do not have a roster to tell you who this kid here is. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is blocked. Is it going to be returned? He's kicking the ball. Oh, almost took that back. I can't see the number under these dark lights. Looks like 45. Curtis Weston, linebacker out of St. Joe, Missouri, with the block and the return there. So here we are, 18-24, 6:04 left. Bucks offense have been struggling all second half. No points to show. 6:04 left on the clock. 24-18. Bucks put up 18 in the first half and have a big 0 spot here in the second half. Panthers return the favor of 18 in the second half, and we sit 24-18 left. Bucks about to get the ball. Uh-oh. So they waved the flag off?
Yep.
About to get real interesting. This is crunch time. Deontay's going to have to step up for his team in a big way. They've got their timeouts. They don't need to be in a rush. Plenty of time left on the clock. 6 minutes and 4 seconds. Fourth quarter here at St. Joe. What is going on? So they didn't wave the flag off.
He waved.
Oh, it must have been. So the flag was on the defense, is what they're doing, assessing it on the kickoff. Calvary, I think, had a bye week today. There's a whole bunch of Calvary in the chat, so I'm not exactly sure. I don't think they played today. I think that league's on the bye week for the most part. I think this is the makeup week, possibly. And then Calvary play again on the 8th. And I think tonight actually decides who their opponent is. I do believe. I could be wrong. Someone in the chat help me out. Oh, we don't let that ball drop. Coming to the near sideline, back up the middle. He's got some wiggle room. Right around midfield is where he'll start the next possession. Bucks needing a score here. Somehow I'm watching fireworks, but I'm also watching the clock roll. The first time all game that it rolled like that. Who knows? But I'm watching some fireworks.
Now it's Vince.
Cavs didn't play, yeah. That's what I thought. Bucks to the ball right at the midfield stripe. Let's see what they do. Sticking to that run game. Up the middle. Man, where's those breakaway jerseys? Still on his feet. Picking up 9 yards on first down. Bucks taking their time, letting the clock roll. So far, they don't need to be worried about the clock whatsoever. Escante brings it back to the line. Twins in each side. Running back in on his right-hand side. Surveys the defense. Low snap. Bobbles a snap. Calls his own number. Rolls out to the right-hand side. Gets the edge. Hurdles the man. Rolls out of bounds on his feet. First down. Move the sticks. Clock is stopped at 4:47 as we roll down to the fourth quarter into this ball game. Coach Dawson, man, what's up, boss? I haven't seen you in a hot minute either. I hope you all doing well, man. There's a lot of names I've seen in KC that I haven't seen around in a minute since I've been gone, so it's good to see you all in here hanging out. First and 10, 4:47 on the clock. Bucks on the ball, trailing by 6. Around the left-hand side. He's got room. He's had room to the left-hand side all day. He stays in bounds, gets tossed forward. There is a safety, it looks like, for the Panthers down on his back, holding his knee. That's never a good sign. St. Joe Bucks first down to the 22. Clock is stopped with 4:29 on the clock as there is an injured Panther on the field, and I believe there is a flag down as well. So we'll step aside, let them tend to this player, figure out what that flag is. We'll see you back, man. We got 4:29 left on the clock. Fourth quarter, Bucks down by 6, needing a score here and driving. 9 yards on the play. The lights are kind of messing my eyes up. I believe that was number 4, Reese Wilson, trying to get to the end zone. Stop just shy, and there's a flag on the near sideline again. And it looks like it's going to go against the Bucs as they are being back. This is the 4th or 5th drive in a row they've shot themselves in the foot in the red zone. So let's see if they can't snap out of it. Because so far, it's the offense have been driving until they get to the red zone, and that has been their kryptonite tonight. Second down and 17. Deontay looking right. Has a man wide open in the right-hand corner of the end zone, and he absolutely misses him. Ball's batted down by the Panthers. Is that another flag? Back here at the 45. What is that? It is another flag. As the Bucs run over to grab the flag for him. Trying to get that good juju for her. Man, Casey took a big hit, man. Coach Russ went down. Same month or two as Coach Dukes from the Bulldogs went down. 2 absolute freaking legends in the game in Kansas City, man. They still had a lot of work to be done here when they were taken from us. It was a rough year for Kansas City, and I don't think, honestly, Kansas City hasn't really been the same since. Refs are sorting this thing out in a huddle. Bucs are going the opposite direction. 4:04 left on the clock, down by 6. Let's see what they decide. I can't see the guy holding up the sign. He's got it like tucked into his shorts or something. I think it's second down. Toss to the left-hand side. Panthers are there to make a play. Let's see if they can wrap up. And they can't. Once again, y'all better get in a weight room when you start messing with this man. Big number 21. Hey, Keyshawn White out of Slater, Missouri. Picking up what he can. It's going to be a 3rd and 16 do-or-die situation. The clock is rolling, even though this man is 17 yards out of bounds. I don't know. I'm just here so I don't get fined. 3:30 on the clock and rolling. The QB for the Bucs is Keontae Green. Looking left. Set in the pocket. He's got time. Now he's going to roll right. He still has time. He releases the ball towards the end zone, and it's going to be deflected. Pass intended for number 7, Jaden King. Looks like number 11 on the pass breakup on the far side. I do not have a Panthers roster. It is number 11, pass breakup. Here we go. This isn't necessarily the ball game, but it goes a long way in doing so. 4th and 16, 3:09 left on the clock. Bucs ball down by 6, 4th quarter. Bucs come, break the huddle. Their go-to all year has been number 7. We'll see if they can find a way to get him the ball. Panthers are playing the sticks. They're off 20 yards. Deontay looking. He's got time, got plenty of time. He's going to roll left. He's going to try to carry it himself. Stays towards the sideline. And he's going to be short from the down marker. That's going to be a turnover on downs and a flag thrown in the process. Looks like it's going to be on a coach. With that said, we are 2 1:55 left on the clock. Panthers are taking over the ball. And speaking of fishing, that's where I'll be at tomorrow. A ball is spotted at the 30-yard line. Panthers taking over the ball. 1st and 10. Bucks do have timeouts and 2:55 left. Let's see if the Panthers can keep from holding or making a mistake. What I would do here, Bucks haven't showed me anything. Second half, I'm running the ball, making them burn timeouts, eating as much clock as I can, punting the ball away if I need to, and telling them to come beat me. They fumble the ball. It looks like Panthers were able to jump back on the ball. That's what I'm talking about. Can they keep from making mistakes? You know Bucks are sending the house here. You've got to play sound fundamental football because Bucks are going to send everybody they can. No, I'll be out at Longview tomorrow. Rented a couple boats out with the family. It is 2nd and 15. Clock is rolling. It is no longer in the Bucks' favor. 2:30 and counting. Clock is rolling. Panthers on the ball looking to see this come back through as they were down 18-6 at the half. And we're back in the throwing position. I don't foresee him throwing this. He's going to. And they stopped the clock. That is a free timeout. Bucks way, 2:07 left. 3rd down. You do not throw that ball there. But what do I know? I just kick a football. Yeah, I've never really fished Longview. I usually just go out there and hang out on a boat. But my kids have been wanting to get into fishing a lot more since we were down in Florida and we fished every week on the pier. So we can go get some live bait, some worms, and go hang out with the family tomorrow. Here we go. 3rd and 15 as a free timeout was given to the Bucks, basically. 2:07 on the clock. 3rd and 15. Panthers on the ball, trying to see the clock out. Handoff. No, he fakes the handoff. He still has the ball, and he throws a pass again as that ball is not caught. So again, stops the clock. 1:58 on the clock. 4th down. They took all of 9 seconds off the clock in 3 plays. I'm not saying I know. Look, I'm not saying I'm the smartest man. All I know is if you've got 2 minutes left on the game and your opponent doesn't burn a single timeout and you take 7 seconds off the clock, that might not be good game management. Now, as we all know, semi-pro, it's an absolute circus. Anytime you send a kicking unit out, a special teams unit in any way, shape, or form. So there's a lot of things that could go wrong here. A lot of things that could go right, depending on which way you look at it. But as we sit, 1:58 on the clock. Panthers 4th and 15. I don't foresee them. They've already went for a fake punt earlier. I don't foresee them doing it this time. Did I eat dolphin in Florida? Is that what that is? Is that a dolphin? Snap is good. Kick is away. Good high punt. And here we go. Bucks on the returns. Got a good line in front of them. Looks like number 0, Austin White on the carry. Gets the ball down to the 35. 1:49 on the clock. Bucks defense holds. Keontae Green's going to lead his unit out on the field. This is what championship QBs dream of right here. Let's see what you got, big fella. The undefeated MRFL champions 2023 St. Joe Bucks. Regardless of how this game ends, you have to call these guys champs. But this is their first chance to see where they stack up on a Saturday. And so far they are taking it all the way down to the line as this Panthers player just laid on the floor. He threw himself on the floor, waving his hands. That's what they're yelling at him for. So there's a mahi mahi is called a dolphin fish. Mahi mahi I ate, and that's delicious. So a dolphin fish is a mahi mahi. I've eaten a lot of that down there. Conch is one of my favorite. I think we ate gator all the time. Scallops, as my wife calls them, ocean marshmallows. It was weird, man. Seafood, it was, when we first got down to Florida, we ate seafood almost every night because it's like half the price as it is here in Kansas City, and it's fresh. But then it kind of just lost its appeal. Once you have unlimited access to seafood, literally all around you, fresh seafood. There was one of our favorite places was right outside the base down there. This is true. Bucks are at the line. They're ready to go. Panthers are working their way off the field, trying to bring in the right set. But there's a place called Singleton's down there in Jacksonville. Snap is high. Flag is up already as he gains another 3 yards. But there's a place called Singleton's. If you're ever down in Jacksonville, I recommend checking it out. It's on the St. Johns River, right at the mouth of the river as it pours into the ocean there. You can go out there. It's a little workman's. The guy works his butt off, runs his own little fishing boat there. He goes out and catches all the fish overnight and brings it into the shop. And you can literally watch the fish come out of the boat into the restaurant, straight into the grill, and you get to eat food as it comes off the boat. So, I mean, it don't get no fresher than that. That was one of our favorite spots. If you are friends with me on Facebook, you've seen me post a lot of pictures from there. Yeah, Bang Bang Shrimp was absolutely amazing. It looks like that flag was going to be against the Panthers. So that'll be a first down and 10 from the 15. Bucks hurry to the line. 1:33 on the clock. Down by 6. The hard count is working. Here we go. Well, I don't know why the down markers haven't moved. Anybody want to tell me why the down markers haven't moved yet? Anybody? Did they have first and goal from the 30? What's going on here? Should be first and 5 from the 10. Deontay calls his own number around the left-hand side. Inside the pylon he goes. Check a flag, check for a flag, no flag. Keontae calls his own number. That's what championship QBs do. Inside the near pylon, added another 6. We are not at 24, pinning the extra try. 1:24 left on the clock. Man, Fish and Grits, I know Fish was on everything down there. You know what I did get into was, I was never really a chicken and waffle fan per se until I got down there. The flavor profile on the chicken down there was ridiculous. Here we go. This could be ball game. Going to call his own shot. Keeps it himself. Prances high stepping his way into the end zone. There goes that man again. Bucks on top. 26-24. 1:24 on the clock. Panthers get the ball. We're going to step aside. Let my heart rate cool down, and I'll see you on the other side. We'll finish out this minute and 24 left together. I didn't try any shark per se. I did catch a lot of sharks. If any of you guys have ever caught a shark, sharks have a very distinct smell to them. And if it can't pass my nose, I'm not putting it in my mouth. I promise you that. I don't give a dang what it is. Eat a country rat. You different. Ain't no trash pandas. Ain't no way. Panthers look like they're short, getting a man up front. 1:24 on the clock. Bucks up 26-24. Panthers set to return. Do we have a little bit of fireworks left? Because I've been seeing them go off in the sky for the last 30 minutes. Do we see some on the field here? Time will tell. Minute 24 left. The kick is a good kick. Fielded at the 25. Around the left side he goes. Turns on the Jets. Up the corner. Can't find a seam as Bucks are there. Lays a big hit. Let's see if I can't get you a number on that. Looks like 44. Todrick Duncan, linebacker out of Wathena, Kansas. And here we go. 1st and 10, Panthers. 65 yards to pay dirt. 1:15 on the clock. Down by 2. Bucks rallying to their fans to climb in it here in Hawaiian night. The crowd is getting loud. Hawaiian night having a good time. And here we go. Defense has to answer the call one more time. Can they do it? Panthers QB is going to roll, take it himself. He's got some room. Near the first down marker. It's going to be 8-yard pickup on 1st down. 2nd and 2 as we roll under a minute left to play. 59 seconds and counting. Clock is rolling. Panthers do have timeouts. They're going to elect not to use it here. Plays called in. They're rushing to the line. 50, 49, 48. A lot of time being wasted. Snap is back. Looks left. Pass out to the left. Immediately hit. Pass is broken up. That honestly might be better for them to catching that in the middle of the field. You can't throw that all the way across the field. You've got to have time management. If I'm in the CMFL, I'm taking notes right now of what Panthers are electing to do with time management situation. They had a chance to put the game to bed. They didn't. Offense took 4 plays, 7 seconds off the clock, and now they're out here doing this. We are at 37 seconds. 3rd and 2. Priority number 1 is to keep the chains moving. Priority number 2 is get out of bounds. Here we go. 2-by-2 set. Quarterback's going to run to the right-hand side. Bucks are swarming. Out of bounds he goes after picking up the 1st down. Is number 5 up and over the bench. I'm not sure where their other QB went. Hopefully he didn't get hurt. Priority number 1, move the sticks. Here we go. Priority number 2, out of bounds. He does both. Keeps the clock stopped at 30 seconds. Fresh set of chains. 53 yards to go, down by 2. And I've had Rabbit. Rabbit is phenomenal. Running back motion out of the backfield. Right up the middle. He's wide open. We elect to go out far side. He breaks the tackle. Down the left side he goes. Here we go. Down to the 26-yard line. Clock is rolling. Panthers are not burning a timeout. Player is going to be hurt. Clock is stopped. 22 seconds left. They have to get in field goal range. I know their kicker's had a rough night, but if he's ever going to have a time to shine, it is now. As a kicking coach, as a kicker myself, I always tell everybody, I don't give a damn if you go 0-6, you're only as good as your last kick. So if you can step out and hit the game winner, nobody cares about the 6 you missed, I promise you. As a kicker, you're only as good as your last kick, I promise. You can be that guy that misses a 10-yard chip shot, and at the end of the game, you can be the guy that hits a 55-yard game winner. No one cares. No one cares about the one you missed as long as you make it. And on the flip side of that, you can be the guy that hits a 55-yard field goal one week and miss the game winner 20-yarder next week, and nobody cares about the 55-yarder you hit. All of a sudden, you can't kick more than 20 yards. I don't know who the QB is, man. I don't have a Panthers roster. 1st and 10. 25 yards to go. 22 seconds on the clock. Down by 2. The Panthers in their multiple uniforms coming to the ball. They've been through multiple QB. Number 4 is back in the game now. They've got a lot of athletic QBs for sure. They're going to spread the field out here to the right. 4 wide receiver set. Twinge to the near side. Twinge to the short side. Single back set to his right-hand side as the left-handed QB. He's protecting his blind side. Motions is running back out to the right. Looks right. Looks over the middle. Going to take off running. He's running to his weak side as he jumps. Throws that ball into the dirt. Stops the clock. 16 seconds left. Bucks are doing a fantastic job making the left-handed QB roll to his right-hand side. 16 seconds on the clock. The downs really don't matter now. You have to find a way to get the ball in the end zone if you are the Kansas City Panthers. Hey, QB is Mark. Which number is he? Because they've used 2 or 3 different quarterbacks this game. Number 4 has been the primary. Number 5 has been getting some reps back there as well. I think Samuels is he number 5, the shorter right-handed quarterback? Number 4's got the majority of the reps. He's in right now. Same set. Flips the running back to the left-hand side. Uh-oh, snap goes through his hand. Took his eyes off the snap. Bucks are there to capitalize. Number 44, Todrick Duncan, linebacker out of Wathena, Kansas. Timeout, Panthers. 6 seconds left on the clock. And that dude's an athlete. I don't give a dang what the score says. That number 4 is balling. This is going to be the ball game. You've got 43 yards to make it to the end zone. I seen the QB warming up earlier, and he was throwing 50, 60-yard bombs. So the distance isn't the issue. Does he have the time? Can he make a play? Can he get receivers to the end zone? Bucks are dropping back. They know what's up. It doesn't matter if this ball is caught. As long as this ball is caught and stays out of the end zone, your St. Joe Bucks will be off to a fantastic start on a Saturday. This is a great look for them. A team that's had a lot of issues second half, finding a way to do just enough to win the ball game. If this score stands, that's a team that battles through adversity, has been here a time or two. So, here we go. Stadium is on their feet. 26-24, 6 seconds left on the clock. QB drops back under heavy pressure, steps up, and he's going to run. This is it. He's got to get to the end zone. Shuffles the ball back. Number 22, down he goes. Number 9, Brian S. is safety out of St. Joe, Missouri. And number 0, Austin White, DB, also out of St. Joe, leads your St. Joe Bucks to victory. 26-24, your final here from St. Joe, Missouri. Huge congratulations to the champs, St. Joe Bucks, on their first Saturday victory. Off to a great start. I'll see you all. Appreciate y'all, man, for hanging out. We're going to play some music. We're going to hang out. We're going to get on out of here. Before we roll out of here, one last time, man, shout out to the 2023 St. Joe Buck Championship sponsors: Rolling Hills Auto Plaza, Wall Tech Outdoors, Kansas Lawn Care, Sam Mears Masonry and Concrete, Midwest Fabrication and Performance, LLC, Gamers Grill, Beamer Accessories and Glass, A1 Roofing and Renovation, Automotive Armory, Simmerly Collision and Restoration, Ross Trucking, Ross in Motion, Budget Lawn and Tree Removal, Dry Cleaning Express Plus, Lifelong Learning Center, Elite Roofing and Siding, Jackson Graphic Designs, Mitchell Avenue Nutrition, Tawny Burns Realtor, R&B Detailing, and Royal Feet. Congratulations. Appreciate you guys, as always, man, for hanging out with us. Bucks, congratulations on your first Saturday win. Looking forward to seeing many more. I'll see you all down the line. A good night here from Outlaws Media, St. Joseph, Missouri.